Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at basically the Strength Grand Supreme Kai and just how good he is in DBZ Dokkan. Now, I got this guy very recently. I did not have him up until now. He is a general banner unit. You can get him on the general banner, so just randomly out of summons, and he's pretty good. He came out with the release of Tech Super Buu or Buuhan. He has been out for about 6 months, and I think he's still pretty good. He's a solid addition to the Majin Buu Saga team and will help you run that team for some higher level content as a floating support. He is Majin Buu Saga category lead of Ki +3, HP attack and defense 130%. Greatly raises his attack and defense for 1 turn, causing supreme damage to the enemy and sealing super attacks. He has a high chance of guarding all attacks, Majin Buu Saga or Batara category allies Ki +1, attack and defense of 40%, and an additional Ki +1, attack and defense of 20% for characters who belong to the Realm of the Gods category. Per superclass ally on the team, he gets Ki +1 up to 4, and attack and defense of 50% up to 200%. When attacking, he gets attack and defense of 200%, and after receiving an attack, he gets defense of 100%. When there is another Majin Buu Saga category ally attacking in the same turn, he will guard all attacks, launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack, and when there's a Majin Power category enemy, he gets attack of 200% and performs a critical hit. He shares decent links with a couple Realm of the Gods units. He also shares decent links with some of the good Buus. Realistically, though, you're not too worried about his links, because although they do help him, generally you're going to be floating this guy. As much as ultimately he does gain 100% defense after receiving an attack, you're going to run him on Majin Buu Saga, probably build him into a full evasion build, with maybe a little bit of additional to maximize his critting or his raising of defense. But basically, your whole goal is to just have him provide that support. His support is great, his ceiling of super attack is great, and generally speaking, he's pretty solid. He'll start out at 55% with 160k defense, but when he greatly raises his attack twice off of his super, that'll go up quite a bit, all the way into the 400ks, gets hit, it's 800k, guards all attacks, pretty good. He'll survive against normals, against a lot of bosses post super, so generally speaking, you're pretty happy to just kind of run him on the Majin Buu Saga team, letting him give that flat support. For a lot of good units, he'll give 40%, and for 1 or 2, he'll give 60%, which is all really good. Obviously, you can run him on a Realm of the Gods team as well, potentially using him as a 60% support for units like Blue Vegetos, which I think is also pretty helpful. However, you do want to make sure that there is another Majin Buu Saga category ally, as that's where he gets his guaranteed guard. High chance to guard he has as a base, which is decent, but you do kind of want to make sure you have that guaranteed guard, because it is very critical towards making sure that he's defensively sound constantly. That's why it feels like he's more tied to the Majin Buu Saga team than anything else, but at the same time it's entirely up to you. Most of all, I think realistically, the most important thing with this guy is just understanding that he's a really solid support and that you can get some good damage out from him, especially against Majin Power units. Well, solely against Majin Power units, but it is good damage. 10, 12 million at 55%. With dupes, this guy will be putting out some decent values, and I think you'll end up finding that you'll have some pretty good performances from him in general, and that should hopefully help the team. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think most of all for me, there is definitely a solid foundation here for a good support unit that may be a tiny bit inconsistent, but ultimately is a good addition to the Majin Buu Saga team. And if you want a solid support that will give you a good bit of consistency on that Majin Buu Saga team, I think you'll find him to be quite a good addition. If you're looking for a support for other teams, he'll become a little bit inconsistent depending on your rotation, but he still can do a good job. I really like this guy. I do like what he brings. I think he can be a cool niche addition or just a solid addition to any team.